Boku no. Boku no. Boku no. Boku no Hero Academia. God, these are hard to do. Brandino Wolfensteino. This week in Boku no Hero. So they open up with a ratings chart. Basically just Japan likes to do a lot of ratings on their favorite characters and shows and TV and everything. And they basically would like to say, hey, this is my favorite character, and vote as many times as you can to get that person at the top. Of course, your man Meteora's number one. Boku no. And All Might got 5th place, which I'm like, all right, he's a teacher. He's not really one of the highest level characters, but at least, he's got a little bit of shine. I'm upset, though, that Bakugou, however you want to pronounce his name, because my friend is like, oh, it's different. Whatever. I'm upset that he's number 3. But you know what? I ain't a hater. Your boy Brandino's not a hater. He could just stay at number 3. Bronze medal, baby. Because I got gold. Gold. And, who's number 2? Oh, Todoroki Shoto. Mr. Fire and Ice himself. Trojan, don't sue me. He's number 2. So, they opened up with that. Now this whole chapter was the chapter I've been waiting for. The chapter where Bakugou gets to get put in his place because that little motherfucker needs to get slapped around a little bit because he be talking the most. So in the beginning of the chapter, All Might starts out and he comes in with like full force, full rage, Detroit smashing kind of grab thing. Like, he grabs him directly in his face, like full palm on Bakugou's face. I'm talking about hand face palm. You remember hand face. But anyway, and while all this is happening, Bakugou's sitting there still trying to fight the current, acting as though he is really strong enough to go toe to toe with All Might. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm scared of All Might. He is big. Just putting that out there. He's a big guy. But I'm not going to act like I'm scared of All Might. But the fact that he's coming in with so much cockiness, as if to say that All Might did not fight to keep him alive since he was born, and prior to that, protecting the city with all of his all-for-one strength. Or one-for-all strength, I'm sorry. Wrong power. But how you going to sit here and step to a veteran like that? That's like sitting there and going to... That's like sitting there being like a 15-year-old and saying that I'm stronger than a specially trained Spetsnaz veteran. So I'm going to go to Russia and fight that. Bruh! What are you doing? So, what are you doing? So then, of course, now we're going back to the teamwork problem. Now, Bakugou's sitting there fighting him head on, and Meteora's sitting there wondering, like, why do we have to fight All Might? And he's trying to figure out a way to get out of there. So as Bakugou gets thrown away, Meteora starts to step into his plan, and he starts to do something, but Bakugou already going head in, so it's like they crash into each other, they mess each other up. Bakugou's like, watch where you're going! And I'm like, bruh, you just got trashed. Just because you're getting up after getting scrounged doesn't mean you get to talk to my boy Meteora like that. That's why you number 3, dog. You ain't even number 2, bro. You're number 3. So as they're going through all of this and, they fall to the ground and everything, a little flashback happens. That might actually have been the last chapter. But in the flashback, you had little Bakugou going like, "Yeah, All Might can do the punch," and it's like that little kid thing where they rock back and forth, but they're trying to do stuff. And it's like you can see like Bakugou, he's still a little brat, but you know at least he was kind of adorable when he was younger. And Meteora being like the Hinata, I'll always go back to Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto for life. But anyway, him being very timid and everything, he sees like Bakugou going all about All Might and everything, and how All Might's so great. And then you see Bakugou now, and he's like, "I'm gonna tear you down, All Might. You're worth nothing." And All Might's like, Detroit Smash. So Bakugou gets that Dragon Ball Z gut punch. Now, I don't think All Might put all his force into it, because I really don't think All Might's trying to hit these guys with the full power, even though All Might also is not at his full power. But still, he knocks some crap out of Bakugou. And even though throughout the chapter I'm like, "Woo, Bakugou getting his ass beat. It's about damn time." Even though I'm like super hype about it, you know, I start to, you know, you got those characters that just be getting trounced, but they still be getting up and just be talking like, you know, they got it. And it's like you kind of get that feel from this chapter. Bakugou seems like the underdog here. He's trying his best to still be tough, even though All Might is like throwing him across the street like laundry bag. He's slapping him around. So then All Might's basically like, you know, "Hey kid, like slow down. You should be coming up with a plan, especially with your teammate. Like, what are you doing?" Then out of his face with some crap that is just like, you are such a crybaby. Like, so he comes out the side of his face and he was like, "I don't care what half-ass strength you gave Meteora or where he got that stupid power that's the same as yours from. I'd rather die than have some stupid power like that and lose to you." So I'm saying, I'm like Bakugou, are you really that petty? Like, why, dog? And I'm not trying to give away the whole chapter, because some hot stuff happened. But you know they fighting, and you know they trying to do whatever. But All Might's getting ready now, because Bakugou's sitting there stumbling to his feet, and you know he about to get cracked. Panels go over. Boom! You know, Bakugou gets wrecked. And I'm like, dang, yo, All Might, you ain't had to punch him in his face like that. No! It was your boy Meteora putting him in his place. Because Meteora's like, "Yo, what is wrong with you? You would rather die than actually win or even like retreat so that you can regroup? What is wrong with you? That's not the way a hero works." And it's like, once again, Meteora, the shining light. And you could just kind of see, like, through Meteora's eyes, he's just seeing it as like, you know, I can't be a quitter. Like, all this time I've been such a punk, and, you know, I've always cried about everything. Now that I have some power, which generally that happens because as soon as the main character, especially if they're weak, has some type of latent strength or some hidden power that they didn't know about, and they're able to harness it, they have a bit more courage because they know they can take a little bit more damage. Before, they're too worried about, you know, maybe getting cracked. But now, you know, Meteora knows he could take a hit. So he's like, you know, I'll get in there and, you know, get dirty. But he's looking back and he's like, "You're not the Bakugou I remember." Because even back in the day, when you wasn't even that strong, you still fought off 4th graders. And we were in 1st grade. Like, you were the kid that I looked up to because I wasn't tough and you were tough. Like, I don't want to ever hear you say "die" out of your mouth. Never say "die." So as they're going through this and they're like trying to reformulate a plan and everything, they go around, and I guess Deku, of course, you know, doing the hero thing of like smacking the characters out of their ways of thinking. Bakugou turns around, and by the end of the chapter, you see that Bakugou is having a slight bit of enlightenment almost, because he's like, you know, I hate that I have to call his name. I hate it, but and he's like thinking about it, all of this stuff in his mind. He was like, "Deku!" Ah! You know, he wants to cry because he's like, I don't want to rely on anybody, especially not the kid that's supposed to be weaker than me. I don't want to rely on him. I'm supposed to be strong by myself. So it's like he's crying at the top of his lungs. And I think the plan was he charged up some of his nitroglycerin sweat into one of his like gauntlet canisters. Now Deku got the Detroit Smash. So Deku comes in from behind with one of the canisters. And also, the other thing was, before even Deku showed up, Bakugou actually jumped out, because this was the actual plan. I said it in reverse. Bakugou jumps out and gets ready to throw a punch. Now, if you're looking, you could see that, like, you won't notice it at first, but you'll see, like, okay, you know, he's looking a little off kilter. Like, what's going on? You notice that one of his arms doesn't have his big grenade gauntlet on it. So you're like, huh? So then, like, and then you got to see, like, he's jumping in front of All Might to get his attention. Then he's, like, you know, having his internal struggle about relying on his friend, who Deku is more of a friend to him than he is to anybody else. But he's relying on Deku, and Deku comes around and gets ready to do the cannon fire, and then it's like, they yell fire, and then the chapter ends. So I'm like, oh, why do they keep doing this? Like, I love that they do cliffhangers, but sometimes it's just like, yo, I just want to see the final blow. Just do the final blow, and then, like, have the chapter end on smoke. Like, don't make it seem like they didn't even land, they didn't even start the blow. Like, but anyway, that's all for this week. Hope you liked the video. Comment down here, subscribe all over here, and don't let the fact that Deku's always gotta clean up Bakugou's bullshit in the end. Even though today he learned a lesson. He might grow at me. Get you down, because the dawn always rises on a new day. That thing would be to subscribe. Alright, if you haven't seen it before, last week's Boku. Check it out. Last week's Toriko. Things are heating up in Toriko. I really hope that they freaking do the whole battle with each of the kings, because they jumped past all the stuff with all the chefs, and I kind of wanted to see each of the chefs that they had there kind of fight their subsequent chef in Blue Grill, but whatever. New Shingeki no Kyojin, because it just dropped, and man, am I excited. I'm super excited. Ansatsu Kyoshitsu Nanatsu no Taizai. Fireman's Brigade. Yes, I should have did it a while ago, but it's up now. And Radiant, which has been up for a while. Check out this manga. It's really good. French made, like I said before in the other video if you watched it. French made manga, published in Japan. Maybe I might try getting one of my comics published. Medium level on the belly. Thanks for watching.